All right, class. So today we're going to be going through some Punnett squares. Now, when you talk to most people about genetics, Punnett squares is the thing that they remember most. It's a tool developed by the man with the last name Punnett that can be used to determine what chances are that certain parents will have certain types of kids, or what a next generation is going to look like, what traits they're going to have. Now, this isn't the case for all traits, but for a lot of traits that we're going to talk about and experiment through in class, there's going to be two traits, like either you're tall or you're short. We are going to describe these with two words: homozygous genotypes and heterozygous genotypes. If something is homozygous, that means that it's going to have two of the same type of allele, the same type of letter to represent that trait. So the first cross that we're going to do, that I'll do for you, is a double homozygous cross. Big T, and big T. We're using T's because we're trying to figure out if something is tall or short. Now, we are crossing two big T parents, so two parents that are both very tall. So big T means tall, whereas little t, that'll end up being short. So we do a Punnett square by taking each letter on top and dragging it down. So this box will need a big T from here, this box will need a big T here, and we do the same thing across. Big T, you know what? This T wasn't very big, doing it over. Big T, big T. So when we cross two parents that are both homozygous for the tall gene, that means they both have big T's, all four possibilities are going to be big T. None of them are big T, and none of them are little t. Now, if any of the possibilities have a big T in them, they're going to be tall, because like we discussed Monday, there are dominant and recessive traits, and tall in this case is dominant to short. So because it has at least one big T, all four of these offspring is going to be tall, with none of them being short. 4 out of 4, that's a 100% chance of them being tall. Press pause here. I want you guys to try the little t cross. See if you can figure it out. So for those of you that tried it, here's the answer I got. We bring down little t's to each one, because this is a homozygous for the short gene. Every little t is the same. So that means all four boxes are also going to be just like the parents, little t's. No big T's, no big T little t's, but all four little t. So because they're both little t, that means all four of them are going to be short, with none of them being tall. That's a 100% chance of them being short. So let's move on to our second set of problems. For Punnett squares 3 and 4, we're going to cross a homozygous parent for the tall gene. That means both is big T, with a heterozygous parent for the tall gene. So big T, little t. That term heterozygous means different. So a big T parent crossed with a little t parent. We're going to take this big T and bring it down into both squares. And this big T, we're also going to bring down into both squares. This big T over to the right to both squares, and this little t over to the right to both squares. So this time our results are a little bit different than what we got before. We have two squares that are big T, two squares that are big T, little t, and 0 squares that are little t. Now, if there's ever a big T in a box, that kid's gonna be tall. So big T, and big T, little t will give us a tall kid. Where little t, that's gonna give us a short kid. So in this example, big T, and big T, little t, with no little t's, still all 4 are gonna be tall, and 0 will be short. If there's ever a big T present, it's gonna show the dominant gene, which is tall. So that's 4 out of 4, 100% tall. We'll pause here and I'll let you guys try the little t, big T, little t cross. See if you can figure it out. So here's the answer for Punnett Square 4 cross with the little t, and the big T, little t. We end up having no big T's. We end up having 2 big T, little t's, so 2 heterozygous results, and then 2 homozygous recessive results, 2 little t's. This means 2 of our kids are going to be tall, because 2 of them are big T, little t, and 2 of our kids will be short, because 2 of them are little t. 2 out of 4, that's 50% for both tall and short. Now I know that this video is starting to go long already, so here's what we're going to do. Our last 2 problems over a big T, little t cross and a big T, little t cross, you guys can try those on your own. I'll give the answers to those in Friday's video. Well guys, please, if you want help with this, let me know. I am going to link some Khan Academy videos in the description for this video. Those should give you some extra practice if you want it. I know this stuff is new. It's going to be hard. Let me help you. Well, this is Mr. Wise signing off. See ya. Make wise choices.